the heroes we saw last game.
Yeah,
Impressiveness.
I'm not really sure, like, what the reasoning is for banning out Rhapsody this game if they didn't care for it last game.
Hmm.
Maybe they just don't want to deal with it, but it's not like Rhapsody was like that game-breaking last one. Maybe they just don't want to play against it. Maybe they had a plan last game around. Like they wanted to get something and they gave up some heroes to get those heroes. Not really sure. Anyways, they have a different game plan with the bans this time around.
Yeah. It is interesting, though, seeing from first game to second game out, 3 out of the 4 bans are, again, heroes that we saw that first game. So, but with that, of course, other heroes open up, such as Parasite, such as Gauntlet, for that matter. Both those were banned last game. Oh, ex-dnL. They get their Parasite Tundra combo. Okay. Well, that's classic for them, and safe to say they're feeling comfortable here. That's a scary start for ex-dnL. Gauntlet, though, first pick by Team NK. I mean, that itself is also interesting. Valuing the Gauntlet here. I don't know.
Yeah, Gauntlet's a good hero. I mean, it's good in the mid lane. You can hook, you can secure a lot of kills. Pestilence is banned. I think got right now for Team NK, it's like Gauntlet, Meraxis, and Pestilence are like their go-tos, and Gauntlet's just a good aggressive hero. Nothing to say more than that. You know, it's just a good hero to score kills with.
What do you think of this decision, though? I mean, this is a no-one power combo here for ex-dnL Esports, the Parasite Tundra. So it's not like Team NK this is catching them off guard, I wouldn't think. But they choose to allow ex-dnL to get this combo. You think that's a mistake by Team NK?
To get the
The
Parasite
Parasite
Ton.
Tundra, yeah.
Um, I don't know. I don't think there's thinking. It can be a really big combo. I guess it's just going to depend on how the early game plays out. If Denial can not die on lanes, which they have a high chance of doing because they have a good suicide mid option, they will have a really good mid to late game just because of the ganking they will have with the Tundra Parasite combination. So, however, they will have pretty weak team fight in the early game. Tundra isn't the best in these early game team fights. He's more of a mid game team fight hero. So
Hmm.
it's going to be if NK can abuse the weaknesses of this X-Nile lineup or not.
Yeah. There's Puppet Master coming out from ex-dnL as well. So obviously it worked very well for Team NK the first game. Ex-dnL going to play themselves here with the Puppet Master. But yeah, the Chronos Gauntlet. I believe those were the 2 heroes banned by ex-dnL last game, if I'm not mistaken. So, oh no, it wasn't. They also banned a Moon Queen. So, but they get the Chronos Gauntlet, however, combination here. So, um, strong start for them. I mean, definitely that Suicide Chronos. I'm sure Xibe will play it well. Now, how is Team NK going to finish here? Their final pick.
Let's see, are there any like really good supports on the board? But they'll probably just go Tempest.
Yeah.
I guess they could run a double support lineup, but oh, maybe they want Vindy. Oh, this could be really scary.
Thinking about Vindicator, you think? It worked very well against them. It wouldn't surprise me if they are almost even reacting to that.
They
Where
have
it's like, oh,
Chronos
strong.
Vindicator. That is so strong.
Yeah.
Like that is so unbelievably strong. Chronos is gonna jump in with Gauntlet and catch 2 people, and then they're gonna Vindy silence, and there's nothing Legion can do to support their teammates.
Hmm. And remember now, too, if he happens to be in range of them, so even if they have like tablets or anything like that, if he happens to be in range, throws that silence up, it'll also perplex them. So, tablets will become useless in those situations. So, you can get the idea with the synergy is what it ultimately comes down to. Yeah, Team NK, it is kind of funny again, seeing that recent game and using it against them, that game number 2 of that series. I think that was on Tuesday, but winning that game, and it was annoying to deal against me. Again, we interviewed Haxford after that series, and he pointed that out very much so. It's that is an annoying hero. He's always been known as an annoying hero to deal with, but maybe even more so now with the changes that happened to him recently. So,
Yeah, I want to see how Denial craft their lineup because Puppet Master is one of these heroes that couldn't be a solo short lane, but I think with like a Puppet and another hero, they can easily shut down the Chronos if they can find a good suicide option for Keizu
hmm
and put the Tundra middle. So I guess they're going to be looking to ban out probably supports really. So I would maybe expect like a Blitz ban that's a favorite of Tank Effects or Insignia in the short lane. Maybe a Witch Slayer could be pretty good.
hmm yeah, the Tempest first ban, though, I mean, you could only imagine they had a
Yeah, I
Tempest
mean,
on top of that.
yeah, obviously that's clear cut.
Yeah.
Okay, and then Flora makes sense. That's a really scary hero going into the mid game. But that could have even been a hero they want to take. Like, if you have Nymphora with their lineup, they could have like two people live in the top lane, and then Nymphora just follows Puppet around, and then
Yeah,
they can pretty much have like four heroes at any engagement.
yeah,
But they want something else, which makes sense if they don't want to pick it up to ban that hero out.
exactly. Yeah, it's just if it's not going to be in mind for their strategy, they do go the Torturer ban there to finish things off. So look at those bans by NK though. Critics, Madman, Scout.
Yeah,
No
it's
suicides.
really obvious what team and ex-dnL's doing. Like at the second pick, you knew what their lineup was going to be more or less. It was going to be dual lane, short lane, suicide tundra mid, suicide carry. So they've had a lot of time to prepare how they want to play against their lineup.
Yeah. So now over here for the Legion side, ex-dnL. Again, using a lot of extra time initially. They did this the first game too. They're already down to 10 seconds here. Usually you like to have a little bit more extra time coming in to be able to react off these bans and whatnot, but they're kind of forced to address this pretty quickly. Well, speaking of Empath, they go back to Empath here as their support option.
Hmm. I'm not. I'm not really sure if I like that pick, because if you look at their lineup, they're going to be lacking a lot of damage if in this early to mid game, like before public gets big, they're lacking damage. They have Tundra, which has about like some burst on one hero, but after that, he doesn't really do much in a team fight outside of putting some shards out.
Hmm.
And Parasite's kind of the same thing, where he has like the Codex, and then when the Codex is on cooldown with his ultimate, he just has a slow. And then Empath is amplifying Puppet Master. So if Puppet Master gets locked down in any of these fights, he's gonna like they're not gonna have any damage to kill any heroes. They go with the Kraken. Hmm. I don't know. Okay, so they have this really good mid to late game lineup, but they have kind of poor initiation because their initiation is like Tundra. I guess if once Puppet gets Shroud, like they'll be fine. But I think might have this early awkward stage. But they do have the Hawk to get them through that.
Huh. Look at that finish there for Team
Whoa.
NK.
I
So, wow, they switch it up.
I don't like that.
Yeah?
I uh
You think it's a mistake? So obviously they're doing a Vindicator babysit here for the Draconis, which they final picked. But yeah, we were thinking. I think we're on the same page. We thought that was going to be a short lane Vindicator.
I just like how are they gonna box out a Kraken with this lane? Also, or like, I don't know. I don't like Venti support, especially now how he is.
Yeah.
Like the original one, yeah, it could work at times because you have the glyph and it has a lot more impact and
Huh.
I don't know. We'll have to see how this one plays out.
Yeah. But
But
they have the Draconis though now on top of that. I mean, speaking of that team fight synergy, man, you thought Chronos Vindicator alone was damn strong. Now throw a Draconis on top of that, just pounding in those auto attacks. So again, that idea is there, but yeah, I think it's both you and I are kind of at the same place of like support Vindicator though. Is that the best option you want to
uh,
run with here?
I mean, what they're losing with this pickup is they're losing some CC and they're losing some what is it? Some damage output. Where versus like a support hero with like Witchslayer would have had, or like Glacius or something else like that.
Mm-hmm.
But they are gaining late game because now they get to pick Vindicator in their lineup, and he doesn't take farm, and they'll have it with a Kronos and a Draconis. So they, I think they just think this one's gonna go the distance, and maybe that's the reasoning. Like they know they think this game's gonna go long,
Yeah.
and if it does, they're gonna be in a really good position probably just because they have two really good late game heroes with Vindicator just like making it so Legion can't really do much in a team fight.
Yeah.
Let's see, what do they do? Why is Empath top? I don't like this dual lane versus a double support. All Hellborn has to do is rotate in a Luna up here, keep lane control, and they won't find farm on these heroes, and Empath will be wasting his time, and then he'll have to end up roaming back bottom, but by then, Kronos will have such a good time in the lane,
Mm-hmm.
because it's 1v1 and not 1v2.
Now you see right there, the brain drain already coming out. So Kraken going to start feeling the impact of that at least. But yeah, they're going to notice Empath up here, so it's going to be curious to see what Team NK and how quickly they maybe make that reaction. If
Like,
so,
if you think about it, like, their lane is not the lane you want to put up against Hellborn's lane.
yeah,
Because they have a heavy harass lane, and I think okay, so they have a Vindicator Draconis, which is a really strong harassment lane versus a lane that really can't kill the enemy. So I think they're just wasting their time, and they're not really accomplishing much because think Kraken would do fine versus two, just because there's not that many stuns on Draconis and
hmm
Vindicator.
Well, Vindicator, or Luna even already coming up here as expected. Now Kraken's going to start running away as all of a sudden they realize that. And yeah, now they're going to start being boxed out. So this goes exactly to what you were just talking about. What is Empath going to do? He's starting to rotate already himself to the middle lane here. So it's going to be a game of reacting here, it seems like, between these two teams. You see Vindicator even counter-warding the pole camp ward right there. So at the 2-minute mark, they will be able to take care of that. But now Gauntlet needs to be a little careful here. Empath coming in, and he's going to just run down the river just to play it safe here.
And now support is suffering too. He's gonna be under leveled. It's gonna take him longer to get to level 6, and I think I just don't like that decision. This is something denial likes to do a lot, or ex-dnL. They like to take these early risks in the long lane, but it's just when you're down a game, and it does not pay off here, as you clearly see. And now Kronos is doing pretty decent bottom.
Yeah.
There's a double wave pushing into his tower. He should be able to get a lot of these creep kills.
Yeah. So Xibe playing that Kronos again, even health potting right there. He's out of regen currently, so that's where he's always going to be delivered something. Oh yeah, he's going to deliver some regen. Go figure. So no longer out of regen in the meantime. You see a Luna in the middle lane since she's rotated back. You see what she's doing to Tundra. Really just keeping Tundra at bay right there and making sure he's kind of boxed out the best that she can right now. So Gauntlet's 7-6, 8-6 now against an 8-4 Tundra. So Tundra was able to get some decent farm while Luna was missing, but now that she's back, gonna have a little bit more of a difficult time now in terms of picking that up. All said and done, Draconis is having free farm ultimately, 16-4 up here at the top lane. You do see at that bottom lane, Puppet Master 8-7. So you kind of compare those situations too, and realize Draconis is definitely even double ahead of Puppet Master here in terms of that start. So another thing that our Legion team maybe not the most comfortable about, but when it's all said and done, slapped on the jungle, he's off to a solid start here, and they're going to need him to have a huge impact, I think it's safe to say, as usual, with his Parasite play. So we'll see if he's able to get active earlier or not, but so far he is just continuing to farm in the meantime. And going to continue to do that. Kronos was getting boxed a little bit by Empath, but now back into the lane, and as it gets pushed back up a little bit, try to pick up some creep farm. But you think Parasite needs to set up a gank here in the near future? Or, I mean, where could he gank, I guess?
You can't really gank. I guess you could gank bottom if you set it up properly, but Empath isn't very good against a Kronos. Like, Puppet's amazing, don't get me wrong, but Empath's spells don't even do the most damage, and I don't even know if it's a for sure kill. So Parasite probably should just farm to level 6.
Yeah.
And then maybe go for a gank, maybe even farm more. Like, this could be the game where you just farm a fast Codex and you start snowballing.
Kraken trying to box out Vindicator a little bit as he's working with the camper there. Oh, he actually ends up getting it stacked still, despite Kraken coming in and putting some auto attacks in there. So maybe Kraken should have been more occupied, maybe trying to block the camp if anything. But he walks all the way around and was maybe hoping to see a top rune, but not there anymore. As double damage I thought it said double damage. No, it's actually a refreshment rune picked up by Tundra in the meantime. So at least some rune control coming out right there. But again, you look back at Draconis, and I'm sure, do we see any stacks yet? Yeah, we do. Look at this left camp up here. A triple Minotaur camp there coming out for Draconis. So,
you know, I'm really surprised support keeps pulling singles and doubles and not, because, like, okay, he's probably thinking, I just want to get some experience going. Okay, but the thing is, if you just triple stack it, you're going to get the same experience just a little bit later. But what it's going to do is it's going to get you lane control, and then you're going to be able to zone out the Kronos because you have a Puppet Master who's already has the levels. So once you get the lane control and you get some levels on Empath, he's going to be out of the lane with. And I think Kronos is just getting way too much from this bottom lane. It's 1v2. 150 GPM is solid. He's almost level 6, and that's really all he needs.
Yeah. Then again, you got your middle matchup here. Gauntlet's really excelled.
Oh wow! Look, wait, what is Puppet's build? Is he just not skilled yet?
That must be the kid. There's no way he's going stats. Yeah, staying away from Whiplash. He's probably holding those points for actually middle lane in the meantime. Tundra's in a lot of trouble right here. Are we going to see a Bloodlust kill? One more auto attack. Yes, we are. And Sania gets it. The bottle use right there, just not enough to keep Robusk alive. And 5.5 minutes in, but finally, Bloodlust kill in favor of Team NK. But yeah, going back, I think he's just not leveling up the Whiplash just simply to not push the lane in.
That's really weird. Okay, it's weird because Empath wasn't here at the start. It's also weird because they're not on the same page, and Empath is pulling with singles and doubles and not triples to keep lane control. So it's like they're kind of going against each other here.
well, in the end, it is what it is. So Flensmeister's still not leveling it up. But something tells me, if he maybe goes for a kill, then of course we'll look to put those points in it as they're doing it. But for the time being,
How's Flap doing? Any Wild Hunt? Oh, I think you should check this right camp. Maybe he doesn't know it's Wild Hunter, but if he knows it is, he should be taking this Wild Hunter, diving bottom, because they're pushing, they have a double wave. Kronos will take the farm under the tower, and it could be a really easy kill. I think he's going mid, though.
yeah, he is going to be going mid with the Skeleton King here. They have an Avalanche ready to go as Tundra just hit level 6 right there. So, yeah, it seems like some timing coming out. I was going to go for... Ooh, I thought that was it right there. I thought he was charging into Avalanche, but no, doesn't get the opportunity, and in the end, Gauntlet's going to be fine and going to continue to free farm as...
Oh, man, that is unfortunate. Probus
yeah,
disconnected.
that must have been it, yeah, because he started going in. It was so... Yeah, it looked like it was going to be happening.
Oh, that is so game decisive. Like,
Yeah.
that is so big. Like, if this Tundra gets a kill, it becomes level 7. Gauntlet is your 2v1 free farmer. Oh man, that's gotta suck. But game goes on,
Yeah,
I
it's-
suppose.
I mean, obviously, it's not the fault of Team NK by any means. That's just simply, unfortunately, technical issues coming up and just out the well, pretty
So-
much the worst time
So
possible.
surprisingly, Hax went Sustainer first, but there's not really stacks in the jungle. There's some though. He should be able to clean up the small camp pretty easily, and maybe this medium.
He did already take out the left camp. At least I assumed he cleaned it up as well.
Oh.
So
No, it was just one Mino. I think maybe the idea is they want to give Vindicator levels. Actually, if he stays in the jungle, that's clearly their idea.
yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, Vindicator right now in that lane. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, obviously you want to get him that level 6 for the final chapter ASAP here, and very possible. But now he's back into the lane at least a little bit. And going to get it pushed back as Kraken pushing it all the way. Kraken is level 6, so if he can actually find Vindicator here, you can tell he's trying. Wants to get a free kill.
I think this is the timing where ex-dnL really need to make something happen. They have all their levels up on everyone but Empath. Hellborn has a level 4, 2 level 4 supports. A Draconis that needs more farm to fight.
Oh my god, he's going to go for it. Will this be successful? There's the Tsunami Charge. He gets it up, but not enough for the kill right there. Kraken, he's chasing him down. Out goes the ward to slow him down a little bit. Not going to be enough, though. He does at least get the kill, but it's going to come at a cost right here. The Chronosphere even used to make sure to get the kill on the Kraken. Meanwhile, in the middle lane, they try to jump once again. Gauntlet and Insania are going to be jumped on, but no, nice grapple right there, but the power throw kind of missing. Not on top in terms of coordination right there, and in the end, Parasite will be fine, but no harm, no foul. So it was just a one-for-one exchange at the top lane. But still, Kraken for your Vindicator support.
Yeah, unfortunately for LeskyQ, he didn't know he had a 1 or 2 second window before the leech came up, and if he knew that, he would hit the power glove instead of running immediately, which would have made the power throw be a 100% hit.
Yeah.
So they missed a kill, but he was playing it safe. You can never really fault anyone for that.
Mm-hmm. So in the end, I mean, in terms of hero kills, only 2-1 so far. So again, you maybe look at those hero kills, say, "Oh, this is a slow game," but no, it's actually been had some moments here. But yeah, in the end, here we are coming up to 9 minutes and slight advantage for Team NK. But you look elsewhere as well. I mean, look at Draconis now. He is starting to excel as he does. 424 gold per minute. As you mentioned, he went the Sustainer first, so the obvious Nullstone going to be coming out here. Some more stacks coming out, so they're seem to be on the ball with that now.
But as I was starting to say, like, ex-dnL really needs to start pushing some towers. They have the Parasite. They can take him with the Catapult Wave. And the thing is, like, you have to capitalize on the things that, like, okay, so NK, they have 2 really weak supports right now. We just don't offer too much until they get some more levels. You have a Draconis that doesn't want to fight. Kronos doesn't even have upgraded boots. So, like, they could easily take 2 free towers or just take a team fight and it'd be in their favor. Instead, they're just letting the game get delayed, which isn't really what they want to do. They want to capitalize on the weaknesses of NK.
Yeah. So you kind of think that window here is maybe kind of closing quickly.
Though.
Yeah, Kronos going in. He doesn't have a Chronosphere, though. Good reaction coming up from Casey right there. Just a quick release the Kraken and make sure to help him get away. And was successful, so he's going to be fine. But yeah, that window, kind of pretty small gap here that ex-dnL has. So we'll continue to obviously be observant on that as they're going to chase down a Luna at least at that top rune area. And good chase right there, successful for the gank. And now they're coming back middle, but Gauntlet's going to be able to run away well before he gets caught. Or is he? I mean, they're collapsing here from the bottom lane as well. Oh, he's going to get greedy. He wants the rune.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh. He might be in some trouble now. He's sponsoring right there. He uses the gauntlet blast. He knows he's in some trouble. Inferno instability going to be activated. The wall is just a little bit too late. Draconis is here. Draconis has Cataclysmic Assault. He's just going to Dragon Breath away. Do they have more team support coming, though, is a question. It doesn't look like it just yet. As, yes, a couple TPs coming in. Gauntlet's going to fall right there. So Draconis will stay alive at least as well. But in the end, everyone on the Legion team is going to be fine as they fall back. So
Oh, I think Kronos TP top because they're like, okay, so Draconis is going to do Ancients. Zibby, come take some free farm top while we're doing this. And unfortunately, he doesn't have a TP up, and like that's their strategy. And I guess you got to fault this QQ for getting caught out there when you're making a play like that. But anyways, they get a kill. It was 5 heroes, so it's not the end of the world. Draconis farming Ancients, you have Zibby farming top, so it's like an even trade kind of. Getting a lot of farm out of it for NK.
yeah, and you see Draconis already, again, is excelling as he does. So Parasite, though, is starting to pick it up against Lapt. Very, very powerful with his hero, obviously. Definitely a signature hero of his, and looks like he's got that. I don't know, we've been seeing a lot of puzzle boxes recently, so I want to say Codex, but seems like puzzle box could be an option here.
I'm trying to think. Puzzle box could be pretty strong just with the team makeup. This game is going to be won by ganking and map control, so if they get an early puzzle box, that means they can counter ward and get a ton of map control, so that makes a lot of sense, but Codex would be good too.
Yeah. So again, we'll keep an eye on what Zlap decides to go for there. Whispering Helm is finished on Flensmeister, playing the Puppet Master here, as continuing to have his time at the bottom lane, and see the mini-map, not really too much of a scare just yet, but Gauntlet's heading down. No,
I really just don't like that they haven't taken this tower, because it's just... You have a Parasite, you have a short lane advantage, and these towers, like this one especially needs to be taken, and it's finally being taken.
Yeah. They're gonna, as it's so low. You see Aluna's here tonight, maybe? No, she went for it. Oh! Oh, so close. Flensmeister gets credit, though. Good attempts from Sania, but timing just a little bit off. Well played more so by Flensmeister there, if anything. So they do finally get the tower kills, you're pointing out. At least it does happen. And now they're pushing middle as well, so we're going to try to get 2 tower kills out of this. And vulnerability was already used for the bottom lane, so they're going to get both.
Another tower kill.
Yeah, it works out pretty well for them.
Yep, and that's how you get... When you run these jungler lineups, it's kind of unfortunate that when you run the solo mid with Parasite, a lot of the times you aren't really getting the true jungler advantage. But, you know, they're finally getting these towers down, and they're starting to get further ahead in this game, which is good for them, obviously.
So Gauntlet, his farm has gone down a bit since the beginning of the game. No portal key inside just yet for him.
Yeah, I think our ex-dnL is putting a lot of pressure on him, going to the middle lane a lot. It's been hard for him to farm. And NK have been prioritizing farm on Kronos, and Draconis has taken stacks in Ancients. So it makes sense that he's tapered off a bit.
Yeah. You see Tundra, his home portal key, very possible here. He's 1760 gold currently saved up, so that's going to be coming, actually. Pretty much in the very near future here. He's going to continue to scout out with the Shiver, of course. He's going to spot Draconis actually porting away here in the meantime. Going to be porting bottom, so maybe going to pick up on that, actually. I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe they figure they're doing Ancients. Yep, you see the Couriel coming over, and it is going to scout things out, so... We're going to try to stack her right here. Couriel's not going to interrupt that, though. So it will be a triple stack Ancients. Oh, nope, the Empath wall. Look at that. Look at the heads up right there. Coming out from support.
ex-dnL want to deny this, but I think NK are ready for this fight. And with a Chronosphere on this kind of cliff or this hill, it could be a really big fight for them.
Yeah.
Oh, no, don't go up. I don't think they should be taking this fight.
Yeah. Well, he actually steals a couple right there. And
NK should go.
NK's trying to go. No, nothing going to catch them, though, yet. So the Dragon Masters will remain, and they'll be able to finish those off at least. But in the end, a lot of resources used by both teams for no kills in the end.
Yeah, but NK defend their Ancients when you have ex-dnL roaming around. So, you know, it's a slight edge for them, but it's not like a big edge. It's just a small one.
Yeah.
Invis Tundra in the middle lane. Let's see what he can do with this. I don't think they can kill the Kronos. They're going to have to find like a support or something with this.
Tundra. Oh, maybe a Luna.
Yeah, this could be an easy kill.
Insania kind of pushes up right there. So right as you say that, it's like Insania's like, I'm going to maybe be that candidate. No, hugging the tower, though, the best that she can for the time being. So, again, you see Tundra. Did they see the portal key? Yeah, there's the portal key purchased and delivered. for him. So has that great jump chance now, and another 1,700 gold saved up on Parasite. So probably going to be the Codex here. It's going to keep
You
the
know,
Ghost
kind of
Markers.
surprising they haven't used this Parasite Tundra combo at all
Yeah,
this game.
that's true.
And sure, like I think this would have been a great game for Parasite to split up his phase boots for Codex because you don't really need the mobility because you have the Hawk. So I think they could have been getting a ton of kills. They're just missing out on just because they're playing so passive.
Yeah. Yeah, that's I mean that's why you pick up this combo here, especially I mean they've shown that it's worked. It's so powerful and so frustrating to deal against. But yeah, I don't think they've used it once. Of course, what we're talking about is Parasite infesting the Shiver and then using that to look around and set up some ganks. You know, maybe once he gets the Codex, that's going to be that ideal start. As
ex-dnL's doing a good job of blocking Ancients, by the way. I think it's the second camp in a row they blocked. For the last one was with Empath, this one
Yeah.
with the Tundra Hawk. So a little bit late, but still, it's great to see for them. Draconis is doing great though. He has a Nullstone, and once he gets a Shrunken Head, he's going to be pretty much invulnerable to dying. And then once he gets the Savage Mace, he'll do a ton of damage. So NK, they're a little bit behind, but they're okay with this position because they just need to drag the game out and get Draconis 2 more items, and then start taking some team fights, and they should be in a pretty good spot.
you see right here, yeah, Insania putting Rev Forwards in a couple spots, so making sure that there's no actually Ward of Sights taking care of the blocks, but this one should be able to spawn pending an Empath wall. And knowing support,
oh
here
my
it comes.
god.
Look at the timing. There you go.
That is pretty obnoxious. There's like literally nothing you can do about that.
Nope.
Honestly, that kind of makes picking Empath on Legion just OP. Like, not gonna lie. Like,
powerful tool.
In a long game, drawn out game, like there's just, oh my god. NK, you know what? They need to like take this tower bottom and get map control of the Legion jungle. Like they're just gonna lose out on so much gold and experience in a long game.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. That's it is one of those cases where it's just like, what can we do to stop that? We're really nothing. It's like the Pharaoh rocket when that was still had the ability. So similar concept, obviously not as OP, definitely, but still good heads up in the end by support is what it comes down to. So as you say, you know, trying to maybe gain control of that bottom side of the map. So far, though, Team NK not looking to do that, at least here in this near future.
I think they'll do it once they get Gauntlet Portal Key, but it's like, do they really? They don't really want to team fights, but they have to get their Ancients protected. Otherwise, they're just going to fall too far behind.
Yeah. Draconis pushing up the top lane, leading the way. He has a Null Stoning on a Mystic Investments on top of that. Not going to go full force, though. They, okay, they're going to wait for the next creep wave here. They should be going in. Yeah, all 5 of them are going to be grouped up. This should be at least very close now to a Portal Key, if not it, for a Gauntlet right here.
I think they have the teamfight advantage as long as they don't get initiated on, just because Vindicator and Chronos are really big impacts in this early game.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be tough for ex-dnL. You know, when and if do you make that jump choice? Speaking of that, ooh, Chronos kind of toying with Kraken there a little bit. Kraken quick Tsunami charge to react to the time leap, and he is going to be fine, but they continue on to push in. In fact, Gauntlet's going in here with a Gauntlet Blast, but nothing going to come of it. And Team NK quickly trying to run away, which they do. So they baited some TPs, I guess, including Puppet Master. But nothing really happening in the end.
Well, okay, you know, so they use the TP and Puppet top. I would really, really like to see NK just take this bottom tower. They have a 1-minute window where they could just go TP bottom, get everyone down there, get the tower, get some wards in Legion jungle, get map control, start controlling your Ancients.
Yeah.
And it would be great. Like, Puppet just TP top. Like, this is such an easy move to make.
Yeah.
But they're not going to go for it.
Well, it was also a pretty solid reaction on Team NK's part because Gauntlet, he quickly ran over the Ancients as they TP'd, and he did manage to stack them just before. So we do have a double stack Ancients here now in favor of Draconis. So actually, the Shiver also gets picked up right there. Off to the side, happen to be scouting it out. So again, it's been some pretty good control here from ex-dnL in terms of blocking the Ancients, but for these last couple of spawns, obviously unsuccessful. And Draconis going over there to clean those up, and his Shrunken Head is now pretty much just under 1,100 gold away here. So that's
and support.
follow.
This is this is just good play by support. You know this game's going long, and I think he's effectively blocked 1,000 gold at this point in time.
Yeah. He's
Legion or middle. Okay. Slapped one a little hard or a little deep, but he's gonna be just fine. He went to Codex level 2 actually. You know, I feel like Okay, I think they're focusing so much on farming and blocking camps that they're not using the Hawk Parasite combo at all. Like I
Yeah,
haven't seen it used once in the game.
yeah. I don't know if it was used right there, to be honest, but I don't think it
Maybe.
was, actually.
No, I
No.
don't think so.
Yeah.
It's just like look at the Luna, 600 HP.
Hmm.
All you have to do is have the Hawk follow him, wait for him to go by himself, and he's dead. And
Hmm.
that Parasite's not really getting much more farm. He's been at 300 for most of the game. He's not really snowballing. Like they're doing good. Don't get me wrong. I just would like to see them utilize this Parasite pocket tool they have at their disposal.
Well, so the timing here for Team NK, do you think that shrunken head is going to really push the envelope here for Team NK in terms of now this is where we group up and really push at you?
Uh, they could. Like, thing is, how denial drafted their lineup, it's a lot of single target and not the best team fight. But NK might just choose to wait for the damage item on Draconis. Like that is I would say that's a safer option as long as they're not dying, as to just wait for the Savage Mace.
Yeah.
But maybe they think they can win team fights right now, so they'll just wait for they'll just go with the shrunken head. So it's just gonna be on them. I could see either or just working.
Yeah. So what decision will Team NK make right here? As he has enough gold now to right-click that shrunken head. I'm sure he'll do that after they finish off these creeps right here. As there you go. Kronos is picked up at the bottom lane. Final chapter was used right there as well. That is a big deal. That is a very big deal. Because now with that on cooldown for another 150 seconds.
Yeah, NK need the split push real hard. Like go mid right now, just 5-man mid or 4-man mid, because you know is X now really not gonna push with that? Oh man, I don't agree with that decision at all. That's a free tier 2 tower bottom. Like that's just free gold.
Yeah. Again, it did happen very quickly. I want to say maybe that shiver was finally used from Parasite right there to jump Kronos.
Okay, so they are
Um,
pushing.
But they are going to push here, yeah, at the bottom lane. Puppet Master going to take advantage of that. Now, Kronos is going to be up in 14 seconds. I mean, still with his Chronosphere on top of Draconis, that itself is still very scary. And obviously the RF and Vindicator can still be doing work. But look at this. Aluna is going to be found by Tundra, sitting there with the Invisor and going to be picked off very quickly. And nothing the Hellborn team can do to react to that. So X-dnL, good check of
I think
momentum
they can
here.
defend this tower now.
They're not
Yeah,
pushing it.
that's
Yeah.
you don't think about it, but sometimes going for these kills like that just isn't worth it.
So picking off a support to get the tower easily denied in the end. Not worth it, you think?
Yeah, I mean, because you use your big cooldown. This what is it called? The Avalanche is such a massive cooldown. Like they're an only initiation tool outside of a puppet initiating with like a shroud, and
Yeah.
because of that, like it kills great. Don't get me wrong. It's just it's a you lost 100 gold on everyone on your team for I guess it's about the same,
Hmm.
but whatever. I guess it's really about the same. If you get like a little bit extra gold on 2 heroes, but it does hurt support in the
Yeah.
heroes that don't get to kill a little bit.
Yeah. Flensmeister, by the way, he's kind of been quiet, but he is doing very good. 460 gold per minute now. He's got the Whispering Helm to Sastra. Look at that, 3,200 gold saved up on top of it. So his own Shrunken Head maybe to be coming out in the near future. Look at Team NK in the meantime. Double damage rune on Draconis. It's bottled up currently.
This
So,
is a free tower though. Like puppet just TP to do ancients and maybe KZ probably won't get caught here, but this will at least be a free tower kill. Let's say Beta Luna.
yeah.
Ho ho. The Hawk is on them though. Look at this.
That's what Shiver does. That's exactly what Shiver does. Gets all that information. All 5 are going to be there, so ex-dnL can now react to this appropriately. If that means choosing to defend, if that means giving it up, probably giving it up. As is a double damage. And final chapter is going to be coming up here on Vindicator, so I assume this is going to be a free tower kill. And actually, this will only be the 2nd tower kill for Team NK, so that's something else to actually note here is, yeah, there really hasn't been much push here.
Yeah,
Team
it's really
NK.
hard for them to take towers without hero kills. They just don't have a lot of push, and also X now has a ton of counter push with the Tundra. So
There's the top tower push. This is Lapt actually pushing it in with a Hell Cannon Infest. Accomplishing that. He must be leveling up that Codex even more. Maybe not. Maybe he's going for a Portal Key next, but
I want to say yes.
comes out. Come on. Get out of that Hell Cannon, bro. Any second now. There we go. What is he at? Level 3. Okay, so he is. Maybe going for the Portal Key now, though. Level 3 Codex, and then gets that PK on top of that. Then already Kraken and Tundra have the Portal Keys, of course. And then again, Parasite, even without the PK, though, with that Shiver combo especially, kind of that effect.
Let's see, he has
Anyways.
Codex 3.
Yeah.
Maybe he's going for Portal Key now, though. Like, he has a lot of gold. He would have spent his gold by now.
Yeah.
No, NK, I think if they want to force a fight, they should do Concord. They do have a gauntlet on their team. It should be pretty easy.
There.
But I guess they're just going to push mid. They want to get this tower. And maybe they think they can get it pretty easily. Draconis can kind of sit in the front. He has the Nullstone. It's going to be hard to initiate on him.
Mm-hmm. So we still haven't really seen that team fight come together, and obviously that's, ex-dnL, they're the ones that are liking that, because you see the synergy over here on the Hellborn side, and that's not what they want to deal with if possible, but
Well, let's see. So ex-dnL are really just getting further and further ahead in this game just because their lineup speaks to it. They have a lot of good farming. Their heroes make NK clump up. But the thing is, they need to get, like, the thing is that they're doing great. It's just they need to get a little bit further ahead than this to make this game, like, pretty feel secure because they are versus a Draconis Kronos after all. Like,
yeah.
they need to snowball a bit harder, but they're doing what they need to do at the moment.
You throw in that, again, that support Vindicator on top of that, so. Middle tower easily being destroyed right there. Again, no resistance as expected. Kraken at the top lane, he's probably going to be fine. Yeah, he's going to be able to TP away more than easily. Speaking of puzzle box, by the way, well, eventually picked up by Tundra. And that's a level 1 puzzle box currently, so.
Yeah, it makes sense. He's getting spotted middle. Oh, this could be a big kill into Tundra.
Yeah. So they know he's here. He's not there now.
Oh, he got spotted, or he spotted Hellborn with a ward, I think.
Yeah. Okay, he's going to come out anyways.
Well, interesting look, ex-dnL doing some camp blocking with the Rev Ward and the ward, so that's going to even help them a little bit more, denying a lot of golden experience from NK.
Yeah. So double stack Ancients over here for Team NK with that said. See if Draconis maybe heads on over there in the near future. As it looks like, yep, he's at the bottom lane. 33 more 100 gold saved up. So against Savage Mace possibly.
I'm not really sure, like, okay, so you look at the stats and you're like, okay, so ex-dnL is ahead, they have more gold, a lot more experience, but the thing is, when you look at the heroes and the compositions, and then you have Hellborn on top of a gauntlet, so as long as they don't die a lot, like, they don't really care about this golden experience lead, I feel. Like, it's not, like, too impactful that they're just gonna, ex-dnL is never gonna break base with their lineup, so as long as they don't just die and drag the game out until they get like 4 items on Draconis, or just even the Savage Mace, I feel like they're in a fine position.
Yeah.
Even though a little bit behind you, but like
no.
they're not. Yeah.
Well, I was actually gonna bring that up. Really, I'm glad you brought that up because yeah, I've noticed that. I mean, throughout this whole game, and even now, I think it's like the biggest lead that ex-dnL's had. 6,000 gold lead, 12,000 experience team, but exactly, it doesn't feel like that at all. And Team NK most certainly has their advantageous spots, and of course the obvious is that team fight presence, and specifically Draconis, who's getting the majority of farm from everyone else on his team. So, and understandably so. Now, Haxor needs to be a little careful. He's kind of in the vicinity of by himself, but nope, just quick push and.
I think it just falls to Team MK. Like they're grouping up enough to where they're not falling too far behind, but they're not dying a lot on their heroes.
Yeah, 5-2 hero code game. Again, this is not an aggressive game, which we don't see a whole lot nowadays in the competitive HoN scene. In terms of just a lot of kills happening. But oh, Kraken's gonna be found. As I say that, in comes the easy gauntlet blast, the Chronosphere just to make sure. And Kraken is gonna fall. So yeah, without the Chronosphere, maybe a tsunami charge and the release of Kraken could have caused some issues. So yeah, just making sure. And they get the job done. So it's just talking about no kills happening for the longest time. Sure enough, Kraken gets picked off and momentum for Team NK right there.
Yeah, but let's see. Who poured it back? That's a Luna. They should try to get Gauntlet back, maybe initiate on the Tundra. Nah, but okay, ex-dnL's playing it safe, backing off. They do make it so NK can't defend the top tower, or take the top tower, so that's pretty good by them.
Yeah, how about...
I would say it's
Go ahead.
way more important for Team NK to keep their towers up than it is for ex-dnL too, just because they need to maintain map control versus this Tundra Hawk, or they're just going to die a lot.
Yeah. Couple of things here, actually. Genjuro just finished on Puppet Master.
Oh, I don't like that at all.
No?
Like, it doesn't help your damage. He's not really ganking, so why do you need that extra shroud?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I don't think it makes sense. It's not going to increase his damage output by a lot, and he hasn't really been ganking, so anyways, he goes it. It's going to be nice in team fights.
Middle lane, Chrono's going to be set up on it right here. Will the re-1 be with him and the HoN Gods? It looks like it! No, he couldn't get the time leap off in time. It was still a couple seconds on cooldown, actually. And he's not able to get away, so a suicide hero for a suicide hero, they say. respond with the chrono skill.
Let's see, what does denial ex-denial do with this? Take ancients at least? I would say you take ancients, reblock ancients is what they should do.
Yeah.
What is Keizu doing? Here's the thing. It's like Draconis is a null stone, so initiating on him is so hard because as long as he's fast enough with the shrunken head before like okay, so like your puppet show will come through, and then all he has to do is shrunken head before like Tundra ult, and that's pretty easy to do.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be hard to lock him down.
Top lane, Gauntlet's up here. He's spotted by the Ward side, but in comes Vindicator, and he actually denies it. Good use of the vulnerability, of course. And actually, they're going to catch Kraken once again. The grapple forward. Kraken trying to get away. He has a tsunami charge. Going to get out for time. No, the silence taking effect. The final chapter coming out. Kraken's going to survive, though. Again, that's a big cooldown used, and they get 0 kills out of it.
They're chasing Puppet, though. He's the
Chronosphere going to stop it. He went for the Shrunken Head TP. It ain't going to happen, though. Flensmeister, he should not be able to escape from this one. He's going to give it his A+ effort, but it ain't going to happen. Down goes Flensmeister. So what was looking to be a risky play there for Team NK that wouldn't pay off, all of a sudden it paid off big time.
And that should be a Kongor kill. Like, I think they're going to go for it once Gauntlet heals. Like, this is free. They have 60 seconds. This is so free, with especially the Gauntlet on their team, and they're going for it.
He does have a buyback, so if anything, they maybe try to look to use that, but they're going to go right to Kongor as stated. Do you think you buy back here? I mean, you know ultimates are down.
I think you have. Well, he has no Shrunken Head up. How can they team fight?
True. That doesn't help.
He's just going to get locked down.
It looks like they're going to let up on it for now. I mean, keep an eye on it. It could still happen.
Too slow.
Yeah. It's too late by now. So this is definitely going to be a free Kongor kill. You see, Empath just getting grapple missed, but okay, well, that should be a kill otherwise. Almost just saying, I'm going to sacrifice myself just to get a little bit of information, basically. So, dead Empath, and now you have a Draconis with a Savage, and, oh, by the way, a Token of Life.
Now, this is going to sound a little crazy. People that are, like, big on stats, but, you know, NK are ahead in this game right now. Like, this 4K gold, this 8K experience, it does not matter.
Yeah.
You have a Draconis with like the 3 core items, you have Token, you have an amazing late game with Vindicator and Kronos, and then Legion, all you have is magic damage. Puppet, sure he's physical, but not with this item build, not with this Genjuro. He did like 200 damage, is like not that much at this point in the game. And as long as Draconis gets a Shrunken Head off, there's no way he's gonna drop him. So, Denial or ex-denial, they need to amp the aggression on. They need to get more kills. They have to be able to break base or make it so they're so far ahead they don't have to break base.
Yeah. Yeah, no Soul's Bulwark, by the way, on either side I'm looking at, so kind of curious about that as well. Neither team has the Soul's Bulwark pickup just yet. Maybe we'll see it sooner than later, but for now, though, Draconis, exactly. He's just going to continue on with his farm even. Another 1,800 gold saved up. Actually, the Puzzle Box minion's coming in right here.
That is, like, such a bad time to use a Puzzle Box because they have a token. It's time for the push timing. Like, I think they're going to push right now. You have no Puzzle Box for 60 seconds. That's a free tower kill.
Yeah. Is it that big of a deal with no Puzzle Box, you think? It's like, is that a cooldown?
That's 5,000 gold.
Yeah?
Like, that's their gold advantage right there.
True.
That's more than their gold advantage because they have gold on their heroes. And look at NK, 0 gold in pretty much every single hero.
Yeah.
Like, that's a big deal.
It doesn't look like they are going to really go full force, though. So, should be back up by the time maybe a team fight happens. But that idea was definitely there. What did Draconis buy, by the way? Oh, Whispering Helm. And now he has Lifesteal.
I like that a lot. Like, people say, Whispering Helm, just look at what does this item give you? For 2k gold, 20 damage, 5 armor, 15% lifesteal. Just one of the most cost-effective items in the game for what it gives you.
Yeah, it is a powerful item. And he could take over creeps! It's amazing. Alright, so all 5, obviously, tokens still up for 440 here on that Token of Life. So, group up. Level 16 Kronos, by the way. Level 11 Vindicator, that's very important, too. That's a whole extra second on his final chapter, so easy tower push, and you got to think they're just going to keep this going, because why not? They have a Savage Mace Draconis. They're ready to team fight by all means. You see the Puppet Master already porting back. Vindicator Glyph already down here to kind of protect Draconis initially. It's going to last another 13 seconds here. Or it could get destroyed, I guess. Look how slowly that moves, man. Just like there. Oh, man. Anyways, that's going to be up another 13 seconds here. But again, the final chapter, when he uses that, it also will proc his passive, the Glyph of Silence as well. So tower's ticking down, and it's a tough spot though for ex-dnL. It's a classic case of when can we go? I mean,
I think ex-dnL should try to find initiation onto Kronos, just because I think they can burst him. What is it, a level 4 or 5 Codex, and then Tundra burst with Parasite should just kill him, and then lose a lot of their team fight.
you see the yes, he does have the shiver. He takes it over down here, but he can't really get the angle. He was thought about maybe going with the flank, but curious that maybe some rev forwards could be down, and there is one on top of them.
Yeah,
And
the
they have
thing
about
is,
die.
they have to make something happen. They're just going to lose their tower eventually. They'll eventually lose their axe, and
Yeah.
they're not applying enough pressure back onto the Draconis, so it's not like he's going to lose HP.
Yeah, it's a slow victory push here for Team NK, but most certainly going to feed that tower kill. You see right here, look at Puppet Master quickly clearing up that creep wave, though. But hey, while they're sitting in base, they're not getting any more farms, so Team NK is just fine with this. One more push here should mean a tower kill. Depending on vulnerability, I don't know if they use it or not yet, but again, the Shiver's taken over by Parasite. Is ex-dnL going to get antsy here? You stated maybe Kronos going to be that target choice, but Exhibit
Or
playing a little
Vindicator.
passive.
Catch him.
Yeah.
I would go deep just to get a Vindicator.
Oh, there we go. They're going to go for Kronos. They split it right here. Final chapter coming out, though. The Golden Dragon appears. No Chronosphere just yet. Grapple on the Puppet Master. He's going to be fine. But now Kraken in the background. That Savage Mace procs. Down goes Parasite. I got the phase off. Doesn't matter. Kraken's going to fall right here. Still no Chronosphere coming out just yet. He doesn't have mana, actually, for it. But Draconis is still well alive in the meantime. Here goes the Empath Puppet Master, though. Pounding an auto attack. He is going to be able to conjure away. And it will be fine. So it's right now a 3 versus 3 right here. Draconis going to be cut off. And it will be a kill on him, so Token Alive going to have to bring him right back up here. How far will they push him out? It looks like that should be the end of the fight when it's all said and done. So, I mean, the choice to go Kronos, he must have got mana burned or something, because he was not able to Chronosphere there.
Probably, yeah. The puzzle axe is pretty strong. So, a good hold by ex-dnL. Though, I'm going to say NK did get something out of it. They got a couple kills. They lost their Vindicator and their Gauntlet, which isn't the worst. And they got a bottom tower, so they're closing the gap. Which is good for them, but ex-dnL, they could have lost the game there, so definitely a great hold by them.
Yeah, that's got to be at least a positive marker in terms of just their attitude for this game, because no doubt that was scary, but they did accomplish the hold right there, and ultimately even save the tower in the end. Granted, it's literally an auto tag away from death, but what would we make of that, by the way? Is it ever worth denying it in that case, or do you just keep it up for the sake of?
If you have a glyph, the thing is, the tower, even with like 40 HP with the glyph, is a big deal when the other team's pushing base because it gives you a lot of time. So usually it's worth it to just keep it up.
So that's what they're going to do right here, as farming out a little bit of their own jungle. Obviously, Empath, that Lex Talionis pick up too. This is what support likes to build. Sometimes even the Abyssal Skull as well if he has a farm for it. We'll see if that comes out. But Draconis back to his own ways. 35 more 100 gold saved up on him, by the way. Are they
just going mid again, or maybe they just want the tower?
Oh, the grapple connects on an Empath. Will this be enough follow-up is the question. Wall comes out. Here comes Kronos in the background. He has a Chronosphere. Kraken is going to be taken over by Empath, but no, the Chronosphere comes out. Down goes Kraken. Empath going to follow suit. It is a 2-for-0 exchange. Neither one of those have a buyback. They just deny the tower. They're like, okay, this is going to be bad. Into the base we go. Big pick right there. Empath was one thing, but have the Kraken on top of that. That just really did it right there.
Yeah, I don't think there's really anything ex-dnL can do. They should just be on other lanes pushing them out, getting a farm. You're not going to take a 3-on-5 fight.
Puppet's going to do his part here to try to scare them as much as he can, but it is risky at the same time. If Gauntlet jumps in and gets a grapple right here, that could be a dead Puppet Master. So you see he's going to get Giro proc. They're going to go for the burst after Ghost, and they will be successful. That shows you right there how quickly they can actually burst. And the Hellborn team's going to be forced to fall back. Now, they did get the melee racks, so they got what they came for in that sense. But, wow, was that a lot of burst, or was it, man? Kronos is going to be fine, it looks like.
I'm a little split. I'm not sure if that's worth it. It's really not worth it to die on your heroes for melee racks, but it is still a melee racks after all, and I don't think they're going to have to force a buyback on Draconis, so I guess it's good for NK, but at least dnL got something out of it.
Yeah. Yeah, both sides, again, that's that case of, like, both sides can be somewhat happy with the way that ended, but Draconis is dead for 40 seconds. Obviously, he has even 2 buybacks if he wanted to, so it's a question of when and if they use it here. Going to give up the outer tower. No reason to even remotely try to defend that. Savage Mace just purchased by Puppet Master, by the way. So he's dishing out a lot of damage now. He already was, and that just really puts him over the top, too. So that is good news for ex-dnL Esports here, having the Savage Mace on him. But Draconis is going to be resurrecting, and he could actually outright purchase a Symbol of Rage if he wanted to.
Yeah, I think it's either that or maybe going for another damage item like a wing bow. Even though wing bow like gets countered by Savage Mace, I still wouldn't be against it just because of the range it gives you, especially when you're playing a hero like Draconis.
True. That's another 100 range on that Cataclysmic Assault and whatnot, so that wouldn't be actually out of the question.
I think I think that's what he's going for
Yeah.
because you think he would have spent his money already. Like usually Symbol of Rage is the item you don't save buyback for just because it makes you so tanky and you probably won't die with it anyways.
Mhm.
So that's probably what he's going for. Really good play by Probus blocking the Ancient once again. I think they're at like 6 Ancient blocks this game with just like their abilities, so that's
Yeah.
a big deal.
Yeah, definitely making use of that. It is going to be a symbol. He does right-click the Symbol of Rage here.
He should try the farm up vestments. He has the gold, and like as you saw, if they jump him before he can get Shrunken Head up, like vestments will make a big deal.
You are that tough spot, though. I mean, you want that spot for a TP, perhaps, so it's like he could just... Okay, he's going to use a TP right here to go top, it looks like, and push that farm out there. But we'll see if that does come up or not. But Kongor's got to be up shortly in the meantime. You can already see the Legion team moving Foreman around it.
Was that a full token duration, though? I think it wasn't.
It was close. It was
close?
It was close. Yeah, I got to think Kongor's up in the next minute or two, to be honest. Because they fought again even without the Token of Life, remember, so...
I'm really surprised Zibby's going for Dawnbringer instead of like a Shrunken Head. I guess he's not really the focus with the magic damage, but usually you just want to be like uninterrupted in these fights.
That's true, yeah. We haven't even thought about the Chronos, to be honest, as far as his farm goes, but... Hell, is this even one of those games? Could you have even argued it like, I know it's kind of ridiculous, but a Staff of the Master on Chronos? He's kind of playing that role anyways of just simply, I get this big Chronosphere off and...
What does that do? 70% movement speed.
Increases the duration of it by another second, I believe, and as well as it, it makes it so you can move inside of it as your allies, rather than just being frozen as well. So.
I would say not, just because look at your team, you have Draconis. It's not like he's going to be inside.
True.
And do you really care if your Luna or your Gauntlet is getting caught a little bit as long as they get their spells off? So,
Fair enough.
I kind of get where you're going with it, but it's just probably not worth it in the end.
Another second. A whole another second. They're going to go for Kongor here. Obviously coming back up. You see the dust going out right there. Maybe to spot the Shiver, if anything. But it actually just exploded off to the right. So here comes another Shiver. And so they are very aware. Puppet Master kind of in the Hellborn jungle currently.
Are they giving this up? Like, there's no way. Yeah, they're going to fight it.
Yeah. You can't just 100% give it up by any means. Puppet Master needs to be careful, though. He is by himself currently.
Bound Eyes.
Oh, the Bound Eye's going to spot him. There goes the Golden Dragon. Puppet Master going to be jumped right here. Here comes the Blazing Kraken, though. The Vindicator Silence already being used. Puppet Master trying to run. The grapple catches him, though. Will this be enough damage to follow up? Yes, it will. Flensmeister goes down. He does have a buyback. He uses it immediately. So still not over just yet. Parasite jumping into Vindicator in the background, but not enough for the kill. He portal keys, though, before he gets caught. Tundra jumps in, though. He gets caught by Chronosphere. It is just sloppy here for ex-dnL. They're going in one by one. So he buys back too, and NK is going to fall back, but...
And then look at mid lane. Like, they have to defend. This is so big. Like, what was that, 2 kills, 2 buybacks, and they're getting absolutely nothing out of it?
Yeah.
They will defend Kongor, but that's a big gold swing.
Wow. I mean, again, it was Flensmeister, like you said. He had to be careful. He kind of charged in right. I mean, they even knew they had a Bound Eye, so that was a pretty...
Kongor. Flensmeister shouted in.
Reckless. Wow, yeah, he is in there right now. Draconis is going to be jumped by... No, Gauntlet comes in first on Empath. Draconis is going to be locked down. Will it be enough locked in? That was the question. He doesn't have a Shrunken Head up just yet. He does have a Symbol of Rage. Can he get that off? Yes, no! The Barbed Armor even being used right there, and down goes Draconis. He does have a buyback. Not using it, though, just yet. Kronos is going to be locked down to death. And ex-dnL hat-trick for Flensmeister, and they are going to steal Kongor when it's all said and done. So how about that situation right there? What a turn of events all of a sudden.
Yeah, it was mostly due to Shrunken Head being on cooldown for hacks for like 3 more seconds.
Yeah.
If that was up, I don't think that happened, but big turnaround events for dnL, and now they're going to push middle.
You also see the barbed armors, and I want to say if it wasn't for the barbed armor on Kraken, Draconis might have lived there because he popped a symbol right at the last second. He threw out the auto attack,
I
but
agree
Kraken
with
had
you
that
for
up.
sure.
Yeah. So obviously just returned that damage anyways, and down he goes. So barbed armor's great pickups against the Draconis. That's going to be a middle tower push in the end, as well as melee racks. It's going to be close. Yeah, it should be. I mean, Draconis isn't going to be up at this point. That's definitely going to be melee racks. You see Vindicator harassing where he can, but ain't going to happen. So we got definitely a very, very interesting game here.
I think Aluna could have manned up a bit there. There was 3 heroes right next to each other. A redstone would be like a 4-second stun on Puppet Master, and maybe they defend, but just playing it safe.
Yeah.
And maybe they went to defend it anyway, so they just didn't want to die. But this game, I'm not really like, okay, so ex-dnL, they have the token advantage, and they have all these barbed armors, which is good against Draconis, so I'm really not sure who's ahead. I guess you gotta say ex-dnL, though, just because they have the token.
Yeah. I think so. I mean, they got the stats lead, which, we've already talked about. This only means so much in the end, but I think that token lead, and as you said, the barbed armors, too. Those are very powerful pickups against the Draconis. We know this. That is the item that's considered to be like, if you are going to go up against Draconis who's getting farmed, then you might as well just get barbed armors across the team even. So, Symbol just finished on Flensmeister as well in the meantime. So that's another huge pickup coming out right there for ex-dnL. So, again, you're kind of at that really awkward spot now for really both sides. It's like, do we look to now aggressively push it in for ex-dnL, or is that too much of a risk because a strong team fight is still arguably in favor of Team NK ultimately, and we could be running into a trap with that. So
I think the game will probably just be decided by like a pick off in the jungle or a hero kill or maybe a team fight in the jungle, but
yeah,
I wouldn't really expect ex-dnL to push it base versus Draconis Kronos. It just seems like something you don't really want to do.
Yeah.
Even with the token of life up on Puppet.
ex-dnL's movement right here. They got the Shiver, as always, scouting things out, and if anything, even blocking the ancient spawns, which once again, Rev Ward's down in there. So just like throughout this most of this game, really, ex-dnL's been just even now keeping on top of that.
I wonder what Hax is gonna go for now. Maybe like a Genjuro. Wingbow could be good too, but I think he'll opt for something else just because Savage Mace up on Puppet Master.
I think he does have 2 buybacks compared to the only 1 currently for Puppet Master. That's something worth noting as well. Speaking of that overall situation, obviously Kronos is down to 1 on the HoN side, and then you got Tundra and Puppet both down to 1 on the Legion side. So still plenty of buybacks all across the board on both sides here.
I think they should try to start getting Kronos some more farm in this game. Like, if he had say 400 GPM, he'd be like a threat in these team fights and doing lots of damage. But unfortunately, he just doesn't have much going for him, and he's not doing the most damage in fights. It's mostly being utilized just for his ultimate.
Yeah.
And then having Draconis do all the damage.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying, man. Staff of the Master. Better investment. But, in this case, yeah, you're right. Going that Dawnbringer. We'll see how he follows it up now with this next pickup. But obviously at this state, especially, a majority of the farm is still going to that Draconis. So there's only so much that you're going to be able to get. In fact, he needs to be careful here. As you look at the map positioning currently. If he goes to this top lane.
He should be able to kill it fast enough and then just TP out if he knows what's happening. Yeah, he knows.
Scary, though. Okay. He is going to be fine.
Like, you're still trying to gank a Kronos. It's like ganking a Mage Bane, except maybe even harder.
True. Yeah, because even if you do catch him, he's like, Chronosphere, run away. So.
Or Rewind.
Or Rewinds. Can come into play big time. So, yeah, he does get away easily. You see Puppet Master just going to clean. Jeez, 1,000 crit with that Genjiro on the Whiplash proc. So, shows you right there. Damage that good old Puppet Master's putting out.
Kronos needs to get back. Like, ex-dnL is going high ground. I think Kronos thought, like, they went to go high ground, but, like, if 4v5, easily they can.
Yeah, he doesn't have a TP, obviously, as you're pointing out, so he's going to charge back with the Energizer. But ex-dnL, if anything, going to maybe take a little bit of these couple of valuable seconds here to put some damage into the tower.
He's almost back in time. They should be fine.
Yeah, they're here
now.
now.
The thing is, I just don't think ex-dnL should be pushing here. Like, it's so hard to push versus this lineup.
Grapple just missed Puppet Master. Going for it, but unsuccessful. So it is going to be a free tower push, though. Question is, will it be the Rax push or not in the end? So you can look at the positioning here from both sides even. I mean, Legion team completely spread out in the background.
Gauntlet needs to jump, though. Like,
Yeah, a little awkward. Puppet Show
Uh-oh.
comes out. Uh-oh, Gauntlet, a foiled attempt. Final chapter is going to be used. That Golden Dragon going to be coming out as well in the front grounds. Gauntlet's going to be bursting down, but now Puppet Master's going to be locked down. Cronus on top of him. Draconis is doing a lot of running right here, not a whole lot of attacking. Finally coming out. Down goes Puppet Master. Took a life going to be used. They also get the pick on a Kraken. Here comes Puppet Master back up, though. Empath inside. He has his own Shrunken Head. Vindicator doesn't stand a damn chance. Parasite overextends a little bit right there, though, and he gets picked up. But look at Puppet Master! The ultimate onto Draconis just bursts him down. Draconis does bite back. The rewind on Kronos somehow still alive. And it is going to be enough, though, to get the kill as Draconis comes charging back in. I don't know about this for Draconis. Does he have more team support? Yes, he does. Here comes Kronos back with his buyback. He time leaps in. The Bash proc coming out on Puppet Master. The symbol of rage uses. It's going to be in favor of Puppet Master. Draconis skirting life on the edge. He barely stays alive. He has his own symbol up, but he doesn't want to go back into Puppet Master just yet. Puppet Master still holding his ground. Another proc from Kronos right there. Not enough for the kill, though. These melee racks and vulnerability going to be used. Are they actually going to be able to get it? Doesn't look like it. Again, Jiro used from Puppet, and he gets the hell on out of here. Dust, it did not
Puppet's
catch
going
him.
back in, maybe?
In
No,
the
it's not.
background, no. That's going to be the end of that. So the melee racks will be saved by the Hellborn team, but buybacks, obviously Draconis used one, and now Kronos is out of buybacks here in the end. Whew.
That was a really tight hold by NK. They made a lot of small things that just got them through the hold.
Yeah.
The saving the glyph, the going in and out. But obviously, dnL are pretty happy with that. They got a couple kills, forced a couple buybacks. Puppet got a lot of gold, so he's close to another item. So things are looking up for them. And they're getting to this point where they're just stronger in team fights, even though Hellborn would have this better team fight composition. It's just because they have more farmer on their carry.
Yeah.
And then they have an empath at the point where he's at. It's like if you look, it's like an 800 GPM Puppet Master versus a 500 GPM Draconis with like a 300 GPM.
Look at that purchase by Puppet Master. Restoration Stone.
I kind of like it just
Yeah?
because you could give it so much CD. You have so much lockdown, and then you have two satanics or two symbol rages, two voodoo puppets. Like,
That's just ridiculous to think. Two similar rages.
like think of this like a hag. He's gonna
Yeah.
go in, immediately kill someone, and then just refresh, and then kill another guy.
Yeah. I like it. Yeah, no, okay, it's a lot of abilities to keep in mind here, but you know, at this top tier of a level in the hands of Flensmeister, I'm sure he's more than fine, more than capable of handling it. So, but yeah, Restoration Stone, not an item you maybe would expect to see, but makes sense here. You do see a Slayer's purchased by Kronos. Again, he's out of buybacks at this point, so he's kind of going all in. Goes to Slayer.
Yeah. You would like a Shrunken Head, but they're just lacking damage
Yeah.
at this point. They're falling behind on gold, which is just now being a really big impact because the Puppet Master has so much more than it just has that edge in these team fights.
Yeah, the 617 gold per minute, but yeah, even as you point out with the empath on top of that, so it's a lot of farm coming out on this Puppet Master. And I'll say this much too, they're doing a great job. I mean, you kind of look back at the Vindicator game, it is kind of different role, so I guess it's hard to compare the Reason Gaming Vindicator impact compared to this one, but it's the positioning from ex-dnL, as soon as that final chapter goes off, they're doing a lot of scattering, a lot of, running back, kind of resetting the fight almost, waiting for that to wear off and then going back in. They're actually pulling it off. We haven't really seen that. We haven't seen a Chronosphere yet, honestly. That's been like a really big Chronosphere that I can remember.
Well, no,
Other
the
than
last fight
pickoffs.
was actually really good, but like
Was it? Okay.
what Zibe did is he caught two, and then he caught he went in, bashed the puppet, so then he couldn't auto attack, and then after the bash was over, he chronosphered on top of puppet and Kraken, so they weren't really doing damage. It's just they're fighting up against the token.
Yeah.
So if he did have a token, they would have won the fight, but obviously they went to making that play without the token. So.
All right. So in the meantime, you see obviously in a pause coming out here from Team NK actually. Maybe wouldn't be surprised if that's one of those kind of regroup pauses, maybe just quick restroom break, but talking things over because this is still anyone's game, but
They really need to get another item on Haxorn. Maybe like a crit, Conjuro. I think crit. I think he just needs more damage. He's not bringing them down fast enough now that Puppet has the...
That's crazy to think. Savage Mace, similar rage, like this is your farm Draconis, but yeah, I agree with you. It seems like, he just needs a little bit more damage even. And yeah, I think the Rift Shards could be that valuable choice here.
And also Rift Shards is just good with the Draconis because you have a lot of attack speed with your the Assault.
Parasite, he obviously picked up a Hellflower a while ago. I don't know if we ever mentioned that earlier or not, but he's had that for these last couple of fights here.
That's weird. I don't even... I guess it's good versus Kronos, but I think a sheep stick would have been much more useful this game.
Yeah.
But obviously, Hellflower is probably good. He's probably using it on the Kronos, locking him down a bit.
Mm-hmm. There we are. As Insania puts it, tense game. It no doubt is. I mean, even as a spectator, we could really feel the tense. I mean, this game, it was 5-2 hero kills, I think, for like the first like nearly 30 minutes, it felt like. And, we've had some crazier fights pick up since then, especially, but no doubt, again, really, again, knowing what's on the line, we talk about this all the time, is not too surprised to see a very tense game and a little bit of safe play on both sides at times, but again, this really still is anyone's game. It's definitely going to come down to just a matter of which team will get that. But you just see what Team NK is doing right here. They're slowly pushing out of their base. They're using brain drains to kind of scout right here from Vindicator to see if he gets any steals and whatnot.
See, the thing is, like, they were doing good in the early to mid game, and then they just lost that one Congra fight, and it was so game decisive because it gave ex-dnL the push they needed to have this solo kill potential. It made Puppet so scary. Now Parasite can kill anyone. That's like the supporting cast, and then they have Tundra Hawk. So now their lineup is just really at their peak in terms of map control.
Yeah.
And NK are at this point where they need more farm on their Dragon and their Chronos, so they can't really team fight. So it's hard for them to find this farm, and it's really showing by their play.
And Draconis is picking out some H0. Well, actually giving it to Gauntlet even. Want to get him maybe a full demonic breastplate here.
Yeah, that's a little odd. I really think Hax needs to spend his money. I don't know what he thinks he's gonna go for, but I think he could have like a Rift Shard level 1 right now.
Yeah. What did he buy?
Dancing Blade.
Dancing Blade.
So
okay.
I'm not like that's not bad. I just think Crit's a little bit better, but at least he's spending his money, getting more damage output.
Yeah.
That's just the most important thing. Spending his gold.
The efficiency. Oh, excuse me, the efficiency there. So, yeah, again, this is that case of, it is a wing bow against a Savage Mace, but as you're pointing out, it still has its purpose, especially with that buff to it more recently of the added 100 to range, so it can still make it worth it to pick up against the Savage Mace. And I guess that was also kind of the idea of buffing up the wing bow in that way, too. It's like, so you don't see a Savage Mace now and just like, oh, it's just not worth getting. At least there's a little bit more incentive now, so. Has it here. More buff damage than even with the Dancing Blade alone. Congore's obviously, this is the third Kongor. So you talk about a time in the game right now that's going to really determine where we're at, perhaps. This could be it. The third Kongor attempt, as it usually comes down to in games like this.
The thing is, say if or ex-dnL win this fight, who takes it? Like, they're in this awkward position where all the heroes have a lot of core items built, and they can't really afford to put something aside. So this Kongor kill is going to be like way more impactful for NK because they'll give it to like Kronos or something.
Mm-hmm.
Probably. So it'll make him a lot more survivable in these team fights, especially if no buybacks up on him.
Yeah. All right. Another boss coming out right here. Continues to be a tense game and going to keep it tense. So it looks like Vindicator. Yeah, might have crashed. He's sitting in the well, so crashing and hopefully quick return here. Advancing on. Once again, guys, so kind of a recap so far for today and what to expect. So obviously this is the second game. The first game, a just absolutely dominating performance by Team NK. Could have been over in 15. It took about 24 minutes or so before the game eventually finished, but Team NK took a 1-0 series lead. Game number 2, it seemed like Team NK was getting off to a decent start, but finally ex-dnL started to get the ball rolling with their gank squad. Got some kills here and there, started to control the game. Puppet Master's Farm started to really excel, and before you know it, they've definitely had their advantages here. Again, this is still anyone's game, but who knows. With that said as well, so no matter what, though, after this series, obviously, depending on what happens in this game, maybe a third game, but after the series here today, obviously we'll be covering the losers bracket matchup of Bad Monkey Gaming versus Reason Gaming. Going to be the other best of 3 there today, and that one's huge as well, because you lose there, your season is over for one of those 2 teams. You win there, you still remain here in the playoffs for that chance to go to Southeast Asia. Lot on the line. So some good Heroes of New Earth this whole weekend as expected, and what a way to kick it off here with our first series. So it looks like Tankafed is back, but a quick restroom break on the other side. Okay, looks like we're good to go here in game number 2. So again, Kongor, third Kongor's up. What kind of positioning are we going to see around there? Oh, never mind. We thought we were ready.
Huh.
We're in that spot of like, want to really make sure.
So let's see. So NK, even though they have this bound die, I think they should buy some counter wards. Just place them around the Kongor pit for the Shroud and Puppet, and maybe he'll go in with like without popping a shrunken head, and you can initiate on him, and that could be pretty game decisive. So I'd like to see that happen. I mean, I gotta say this game is probably gonna be won by whoever gets this Kongor kill. It's gonna be such a big deal. It's gonna be the push they need to kind of close it out, put it over the top.
Yeah. Yeah, Melon's actually making a point in chat right here. Again, it looks like the Restoration Stone just came out for Puppet Master again with a 6-minute delay and everything. But it's kind of what I was going to get to. It is just one of those cases. It has the potential to be such a powerful item, but it comes down to, are you able to appropriately use it though? I mean, because we have seen the cases in the past where Wretched Egg is obviously the popular candidate where maybe it gets that Restoration Stone. We've seen cases where they'll Resto Stone even before using the first Bat Blast or a first Shrunken Head or whatnot, because there's just so many things. It's so intense in the midst of the fight. It is easy to miss, one or two of those cooldowns. It really is. So it's just a matter, again, if you're using that to its maximum efficiency, then yes, that could be an ultimately very powerful
Well,
item choice.
I don't know. I think it's fine because you have like you already have a symbol of the rage, and it just makes sense with like Voodoo Puppet. But I guess other items could have been like a sheep. But it's really gonna be really hard to take him down with he has 2 symbol charges. Like that's really strong.
Mm-hmm.
And he's doing a lot of right click damage with the Savage Mace. And Refresher does do a ton of damage. It's like it's not something in the thing that's like, oh, it's just there for the utility. It does
True.
48 damage for an intelligence hero and 10 attack speed, so it's pretty good.
Yeah, that is a good point, actually, yeah. Especially being intelligence, even more beneficial for him, so. Anyways, again, has to hear another 2,900 gold saved off. So again, you're at that point of now rebuying a Shrunken Head is something to think about. It's been 5 seconds for a while now. Also, the post haste pickup wouldn't be out of the question. So we'll see. In fact, he could actually rebuy a Shrunken Head now and still have plenty of gold left, I believe. So.
Oh, and then you also get 2 Shrunken Charges off in a team fight, which I forgot to mention.
Yeah. Yep. That is one of those cases, though, where especially if he rebuys it, then actually using it again is.
If you can farm post haste and buyback, it's really big with their lineup because they have a Tundra.
God, that'd just be ridiculous, especially if it gets post haste. Double TP, man. It's like so many of these things that he has to worry about using in terms of activations. But so Tundra's back, but apparently he was swapping headsets here. Oh, the trash talk. So serious between these two teams. So serious. Yeah, look at the next series, too. Again, Reason versus BMG down there in the losers bracket. Again, those two teams were the teams that got buys to the bracket stage because of their overall second and third place finishes in the standings. And sure enough, they both get knocked out in the first round. BMG to ex-dnL, and of course Reason to Team NK.
I mean, I think the big one was just not ex-dnL beating BMG, which is what like you would not expect that.
Yeah, especially 2-0.
Especially like the BMG have been having really good results. Like what they tied like what is it, cycle wins with Stay Green, and that's pretty impressive in its own right. Like sure they didn't do the best at DreamHack, but like just they've won 5 cycles. I think they won the last 3 as well, or 2.
Yeah. I think it was the last 2, I want to say, but yeah. Overall 5, again, tied with Stay Green, of course. And it's kind of funny, too, that's going to be hitting me more and more recently. Speaking of Stay Green, it's like we haven't seen Stay Green in the longest time now because of these playoffs. They've obviously had the bye, and then, after these playoffs, I'm not sure, what is going to be planned and whatnot before the Ultimate Grand Finals takes place, but, outside of maybe the occasional King of the Hill events and whatnot, it's going to be interesting to see how much ultimately we see of Stay Green and the teams that especially do qualify to advance on before the global grand finals do take place. But
I mean, they're probably a bit rusty, but I think I've been seeing them stream like PMM and stuff. They're starting to realize, okay, guys, we need to start going hard. HoN Tour Grand Finals is coming up in a month or 2, and it's gonna be the biggest prize pool HoN's ever seen.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm very confident that Stay Green will be prepared at the end. It's just. Yeah, it is kind of interesting figuring that, for how much we've seen of that team throughout the past, 6 to 7 months, and all of a sudden for a month, we just never see them because of how the schedule worked out and everything. But anyways, all those discussions and everything, but here we are finally coming back to game number 2, and it looks like everything is good to go now to resume on. So where we're at is quick refresh. Again, the Kongor, this is the 3rd Kongor attempt. And eventually a kill possibly that could be coming out. We both definitely on the line those lines of we're getting up to the hour mark, a third Conqueror kill. This is such an intense game. The next fight could very likely determine it all here when it's all said and done. So both teams just going to play very, very, very safe here, is, well, safe to say, between these two guys. A lot of gold being pulled up on the Legion side, by the way. Look at that. Everyone nearly has over 2,000 gold at least.
Well, let's see. What could they really buy? I guess Tundra could buy an Abyssal Skull, Empath almost, or even Empath. Kraken's almost got the Demonic, so I guess they really don't want to take a Conqueror fight. They're really close to another set of items.
Yeah.
But it looks like NK will be forcing it. They do have the Gauntlet after all, and they can kill it really fast if ex-dnL let it go.
The likelihood of them letting it go, though, very, very minimal. So it's going to be tough. I mean, you just look at, there's no wards from either team currently around, but of course that's an advantage for ex-dnL because they got Shiver. They got Shiver just constantly over here. And
I think even though NK have the Bound Eye, they do need counter wards. It's just the Kinjuro, you're not always going to have the support where you need it to be, or I guess Kronos in this case, or he might die, and you want to see him invis in so you can initiate on him and not get initiated upon.
Yeah.
So I still think they should get some counter wards down and try to control the Conqueror a bit.
Puppet Master pushing back the middle lane here. Strong, strong creeps. Not sure what that was about.
Flensmeister's like, put all that effort just to kill my creep. Oh my god.
Yeah. They're going to steal the Ancients here, it looks like, on the Hellborn side. Oh, this is intense. Oh, there we go. There's that jump. Did he get the Stricken off? No, he hasn't just yet. The burst damage to follow. The final chapter. He got the Stricken off. Look at the symbol of rage. Will it be enough? No, it will not. Down goes Puppet Master. He does have his final buyback right here, but the Draconis Cataclysmic Assault is still up. Kraken release the Kraken, holding them in place at least. As Parasite also in the flank running away. They did get a Luna, but obviously well in favor of Team NK. They want to chase, though. They know they have the advantage right now, especially with those ultimates being on cooldown, but it ain't going to get it. Team NK just a little too...
Well, are they going to go for Kongor? I think they're just going to go in.
They have to. Well, not have to, but
they should.
This is an opportunity, yeah. So Puppet Master gets bursted down, and his cooldowns are going to be back up, though. And again, he obviously still even has that Resto Stone, not even using it right there.
Draconis should buy another item. I don't think buyback is what you need right now. Yeah, he goes for the Wing Bow. Thing is, can they even defend? I guess they still have Chrono Field up, but I guess they're just going to give it up, defend in base.
They are. So, go figure. A pick on a Puppet Master leads to a Conqueror kill for ex-dnL.
So, if NK hold the next push, they'll be looking to be in a good position. But if they could easily just lose here. That's a big token on... Actually...
Who got it? Wow, Parasite.
Actually, it might not even be that good, because if they just kill the Puppet, and then, like, what does ex-dnL really have going for them?
Yeah. No, yeah, he doesn't have 5. I mean, his inventory is full. Another pause coming out here, jeez.
Like, what do you do? I don't know.
He has a full inventory, yeah, so he couldn't really pick up the token of life, but exactly, I mean, he doesn't have buybacks. They pick him off.
I think you drop the boots. You have a Genjuro. It's a hard call to make.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That is tough. That is tough. You can understand where they're thinking, but it's like, yeah, because now you have a Puppet Master with no buyback, no token, despite getting a Conqueror kill. So, ooh, the grapple attempt right there, unsuccessful. Empath going inside, though. Gonna try to damage down this tower very quickly. Cooldowns, what are we looking at? Everything's up on Vindicator. Yeah, no final chapter here. There we go. There's initiation. Ultimate Gauntlet Blast going to be coming out. Storm Spirit to follow. Tundra in the background going to be locking out Draconis. The Draconis Spirit catches Puppet Master. Will they burst him down? Draconis is still locked down. No, he gets out of it. Down goes Puppet Master. Team NK has a huge chance right here. The chase is on. Tundra's on the run. He's going to be fine. Not the same for Empath. Parasite in the background. He's just trying to live now. Tundra's going to get picked off right there. Banana's not even used. And Parasite's going to go for the TP. He still has a token. But Puppet Master's dead. No buybacks. They know this here on Team NK. Where do they go? They're going right for the base. Chrono's leading the way. It's huge as expected.
That's what I'm talking about. Like, if you're gonna go for that base push, you have to have the token on Puppet. And like, do you really need boots when you're pushing base? Like, no, you don't. You have a Genjuro for mobility, and that's just a mistake that might cost them the game, and it probably will, to be honest.
The game, the series, and knocking down to the losers bracket. So much on the line right there in just that simple fight. And here we are, 35 seconds remaining. You can't fight this. Without your, I mean, I guess you could, but it's obviously a risk. Do they take that risk is what it comes down to. Gauntlet says, I'm not even going to give them a chance. A big Gauntlet blast in the background. Parasite going to be locked down. He eventually is going to fall. Has that token going to come back up, but is that the biggest deal? Tundra is going to drop. No, Banana's actually keeping him alive, but the Dragon is putting out way too much damage. Now, Team NK, they're diving a lot right here, losing a lot of time in terms of pushing in the tower. They are going to get a couple of kills in the process. Kraken goes down as well. Puppet Master is going to be up in 5 seconds, though, and they're going to have to fall back.
That would have been Rex.
Yeah,
like,
I don't... They dove big time. So both teams.
Sure. Post takes on Puppet. Where's he going?
Where is he going? Bottom?
Top?
No, top?
Oh.
Where the hell is he going? Oh, okay, just bottom lane down here.
Look, he's going to be looking to make a pick off, I suppose. Yeah, he's going for the... to the Ancients, probably.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah, we're in that spot of both teams making those decisions. Oh, Gauntlet's going to be found here. He is going to be bursted down, and Team NK just could not even remotely react in time in the process.
He does not have a buyback, and
yeah, true.
He'll be up in time. Like, Kraken will take him so much time to get down there. Are they really going for this?
This is going to be interesting. Yeah, they're going to dive it. No Chronosphere, no Vindicator. The Shrunken Head activated by Draconis pretty early right there.
I think he has to, though.
Yeah.
His Nullstone was down, and they just need to buy time for Kronos to get up.
It was only 5 seconds anyways. There goes a Glyph of Silence going to be picked off. And
This
now
is
the
free
melee
Rex.
Rex. It has to be. Yeah, they can't stop this. So it's at that tough spot. It's like we want to.
That
but
dive bottom was so costly because they
Yeah.
lost on the Kronos kill, and then Gauntlet got picked off, so then they can't really defend against this because they need the Kronos to be up to take down the Puppet.
Man, I mean, no doubt. I mean, both teams have made those decisions of just like, what are you thinking? Maybe, what are you thinking? But again, a game like this, it's going to happen. You got to just to make 100% the right decisions every single time. It can be tough. It can be tough, especially when you're such an intense game. But
I mean, I can understand the dive a little bit because you're thinking, oh, there's these Tundra and a Parasite, they're gonna die so easily. But the thing is, they have the token in the banana, so it's just one bad mistake, and now this shift will go to ex-dnL. However, NK are probably still a bit stronger in team fights.
whew, 64 minutes in, we're approaching. So obviously over the hour mark here in game number 2. Definitely well over the hour mark when you also add in the pause times that we've had. Good 10 to 15 minutes of those in total. So this has most certainly been a long, long game. And hey, if ex-dnL is able to pull it out, we'll have a third game to be coming out. And, wouldn't be disappointed in that by any means, no matter how this finishes, though. No doubt it's going to be a great finish nonetheless. Already has been.
Damage makes almost like Chronos, so now he's going to be
great.
at the point where he does a lot of damage in the team fight because he went for the damage route. Just skipped Shrunken Head because he's kind of tanky. He's not the main focus, which makes a lot of sense to just go for pure damage. Especially as a hero like Chronos that's just naturally tanky.
Posted. Did he rebuy the Shrunken and Puppet? Yes. No, he didn't. He's still 5 seconds.
Yeah, I think he should be able to get that up soon, but he went post haste because he wanted to make something happen with it. Are they really going to go high ground? Maybe they're going to slow push, but I don't know. Pushing base at this point is just so risky.
Yeah,
I think.
yeah, they're not. Just kind of poking in a little bit, but yeah, not going to go for it. In the top lane, Savage Mace finishing full on Kronos, as pointed out.
See, now the thing is they have to focus him more than Draconis, I want to say.
Yeah? He's that
Well, the
target
thing
now?
is, he has no survivability item, so he's going to be a lot easier to take down, and I guess Draconis does more damage, but the thing is he's easier to take down, so it's like, it's hard for denial. Now they're at the point where they have 2 really big threats on NK.
Boy, oh boy. Buybacks, by the way. Tundra also out of buybacks. Worth noting. Haxorant does have enough currently. He should have enough even if he does die
Oh,
here.
DD Puppet Master.
Oh, jeez. That is big.
With Empath.
Only 14 seconds, though. So I don't know if they're going to be able to use it, actually. That is a big deal, though. Yeah, it's
NK
gonna
really
run
need
off.
a counter push bottom, though. Like, yeah, Draconis is coming down here.
They're going to push out the bottom lane, as Draconis is, so he's going to get some good farm with that. And he, too, could rebuy the Shrunken Head, but he does have a buyback, so...
I think he might sell his Nullstone. It's a little risky if he gets, like, Puppet Showed from, like, Invis or...
Yeah.
But, maybe he does enough damage where he doesn't really need another item.
Still could go the Rift Shards that we brought up.
Yeah, it's a
Nullstone.
call he's gonna have to make. It's either rebuy Shrunken Head or sell Nullstone and get Rift Shards or something like that.
Yeah.
Or Genjuro.
Whew.
Look at Tundra. The what's the word for this?
He's being sneaky.
There was a word that people used to have for when Deadwood did this, but it escapes me.
Uh, I'm blanking on it, but
Spelunking, that's what it is.
blunking?
Spelunking.
I don't even know what that means.
Oh, yeah. Well, Beef used to use it a lot. That's probably why you don't know it.
Probably. His vocabulary is a little bit more advanced than mine. Look at Team NK, by the way. Whoa, they are pushing out. They want to catch them, but
The
not
thing
gonna
is, they're
get
being
it.
slow pushed into their base, where like that's just what they can't afford to happen. They're stronger right now in a 5v5 engagement, but ex-dnL have the positioning and the creep manipulation in their favor.
Now, I love seeing this, dude. 3 bound eyes here on the Hellborn team. Vindicator, Aluna, and Kronos all have
They
bound
just need
eyes.
it.
Yeah,
Injuro Puppet. They have to have like every angle covered at this point
it's
in the
just
game.
funny seeing, but you know, it makes sense. Exactly. It's not like not a troll or anything. It's just like that legitimately makes sense. One of these rare cases. Where
They
you're in
need
a
to be
spot.
pushing out bottom more. They have like a 20-second window to where they need to be back top, and it's like you just have to get it pushed in, or you're like, they have to commit more to this.
It's so tense. Yeah, the bottom lane constantly having to address that. You just know that jump is going to happen here. It's just when. When is it going to happen here? That's so crucial because anything could happen from there on out. Still, both teams have the chance of victory here, no doubt. Obviously, X now may be in the advantage, but
Actually, Hax is probably going to hold his buyback, and then when he uses it, maybe he'll look to sell the Nullstone for an item. But
Yeah.
we'll just have to see and wait and see, because I see argument for both.
Yeah, it is a tough spot. I mean, he could definitely sell it now, get like level 3, level 4 wrist shards, still even have a buyback. But as you pointed out, I mean, you want to be able to have that for maybe that puppet show or the avalanche even, or just whatever. But saving it for now. 68 minutes and 68 and a half minutes, just about so approaching 70 minutes here. It's like one of the longer games.
Illusions on Puppet now. I think denial. Their game plan at this point is just sit top,
Double
control
damage.
every rune, wait for the base to push in.
Yeah. Just wait for a double damage rune even maybe, so see at the 70-minute mark if that possibly pops up, but again, the top lane has just continued to be you can see that path, whatever you called it, is being created by Tundra, and so it's still there, but not going to take advantage of it in the time being. Pushing back into the base here. Oh, Golem Blast.
Oh,
That
it's
is an
illusion.
illusion, though. The illusion catches him. Will they follow this up on the other side? Not really. Shrunken heads go off. Puppet Master's charging in. But
Now Kronos has to initiate, and just Gauntlet his ult cooldown.
yeah. So he got baited out by the Puppet Master illusion. That's what they were using that for, and it was successful.
And then look at bottom and mid is pushing into their base because they don't push it out hard enough, and it's gonna be a hard defense.
Here we are. But you can't just give it up, but it might happen. He grapples him back with a big grapple. The silence comes out. Puppet Master dropping. Puppet Master goes down before doing a damn thing. The best start possible for Team NK. Down goes Tundra in the background. Kraken's going to be caught. He ain't going nowhere. He's going to fall most likely. Release Kraken comes out actually. Timely for the not killed yet though. Kronos goes down. Unbelievable turn right there. A vote to pause coming out from the Hellborn team. Haxer and crashed. Are you kidding me? What is up with this game right now? We're just having computer problems on both sides.
Because Hax crashed, that means they lost the team fight a bit, and now that means they can't push base because they have to defend, and they lost Kronos in the middle of it. It's just, oh man, that's gotta hurt.
And I don't want to jinx anything, but I think that's the last pause. Like, I don't think either team has a pause anymore in this game, so
No, you might be right.
I'm pretty sure 3 have been used on either side. So we really just have to cross our fingers now and hopefully nothing else happens. And then at least we let us finish, in a very appropriate manner. But you see them even discussing it right here. But yeah, again, I don't think either team does. So just got to make sure to not have computer problems is the issue here now. But so yeah, him DCing, it hurt there. I mean, they do ultimately still push them out, but
like, I feel like that could have been the game win if Hax didn't DC there.
yeah.
And now they're gonna push anyways, maybe, or maybe no, they're just gonna push all the lanes though. That's what they're doing.
Yeah.
So let's see. Okay, so Hax has 6,000 gold. He should do something with it. Rebuy Shrunken, sell Nullstone for another item, get post. Nah, not post. Oh, Kongor's
Yeah,
up.
Conger's up. That's going to be a free Conger kill.
Oh, okay. I think you drop the Nullstone, sell the Nullstone, rebuy Shrunken head, get token, dragon. Top lane, Parasite.
Talk about Gauntlet coming through. Oh, yeah, look at Parasite doing some backdooring right here, trying to ninja the melee racks. Aluna's here, but she can't do much by herself. Even Vindicator being here, you got to question that. Aluna's going to be forced to tap it away. You see the glyph is up on Parasite. Yeah, he's going to get the racks with Kraken. So melee racks are all down now in favor of ex-dnL. They're going to get Mega Creeps. Mega Creeps. Oh, will they get it? Yes, they will. Mega Creeps are officially spawning now for ex-dnL. We've never had a comeback like this with Mega Creeps being up. In a game like this especially. But honestly, if there was a game that could have it, it has to be this one. It just has to be, right?
I really don't like that they gave the Gauntlet the token. Like, I just think give it to Draconis. He's going to Doombringer. That's a good decision, at least.
Yeah. Yeah, no Souls. Okay, there is a Souls Bulwark here on Kraken, as well as Gauntlet.
So what is he going to do? Sell his Nullstone?
I assume so.
Or is he just going to drop it on the ground or something?
Yeah, I guess he could just put it on the courier, so not actually sell it, but it's gonna have to make space for it somehow. Gonna see that Doombringer here. What is he gonna do? He's gonna keep the courier next to him, apparently.
Maybe surprise factor? I don't know. I like to see this.
What are they doing with the courier, man? I mean, are they just gonna let the courier die and then pick it up on the ground or something? Okay, there we go. He does sell it. Here we go. Here's the jump. They're going all out. Look at the meantime of the Legion base, the Hellbourne base. Puppet Master's racing. It's a base race. I don't know about this decision. Puppet Master's going for it. They get the tower first. This is an absolute base race.
He needs a Shrunken Head.
Cataclysmic Assault is up. Who's going to win it? I think the Legion team has this. Maybe. No, Hellbourne team. You see Draconis pounding in with that Doombringer. It's going to be the Chronosphere comes out. ex-dnL's going to take it. Oh, my God. We expected an insane finish, and we absolutely had an insane finish. One of the more epic ones we've ever had, and that says something. Wow. Oh, my God. Mega Creeps forced to do a base race in the very end.
It's just unfortunate. I think NK, they went a little bit slow. They thought ex-dnL would defend and try the hold, but they didn't know that ex-dnL was going for the base race, and I think otherwise they would have won.
Oh, my gosh. It just, nerd chills all over, man. That was just an insane finish. I mean, can we say much more? I mean, probably had all the pauses there. Obviously, the end, so we got a lot of talking out of the way, but lo and behold, it comes down to an insane base race. And you know what? I thought NK had it. Honestly, I thought they did because of that Doombringer Draconis. But Kraken did a great job. The Storm Spirit, whoever was doing that, I think it was Kraken.
It was Storm Spirit and his ultimate. So 6 seconds that the dragon was CC.
Yeah,
before.
Keizu was doing a very good job of locking him down as much as possible while they counter push. And by the time Kronos got back, and yeah, if he poured it back maybe 5 seconds earlier, maybe a big Chronosphere could have stalled it just long enough too. But nope, wasn't to be. Wow, ex-dnL takes game number 2. And that leads us into a third and final game. So how about that? It's what a crazy finish, and it ain't even over just yet now. As a result of that, ex-dnL staying alive here in the winner's bracket. And again,